AIO for asking my husband to stop talking about our sex life on his podcast. By Amazing Exercise 1248, my husband, 32M, recently started a podcast with his two friends. It's mostly banter and storytelling, but last week he did a relationship episode and shared graphic details about our sex life, I'm 30F, including our dry spells and one embarrassing thing I said once in bed. I only found out because my coworker sent me the link and said, "This sounds familiar." I was mortified. I told him how violated I felt, and his response was, "Babe, it's just content. No one knows it's you." Except I'm tagged in his podcast bio, and we live in a small town. Everyone knows it's me. I asked him to take the episode down. He refused and said I'm overreacting and trying to control his creativity. So Reddit, am I overreacting?
Top comment by Canyon Coyote 7 hours ago. Hard not to laugh at this. It's mortifying and you aren't overreacting. I just think it's hilarious. A married guy in a small town is starting a podcast and talking about his sex life. Like, you marry Stassi Schroeder or date Jared Freed, it's on you to a degree, but your partner just deciding to be an explicit podcaster from their small town is like a scene out of a bad sitcom.
Downwards arrow tip rightwards. Someone responds to top comment by Goddess August 5 hours ago. I do think you've nailed it. Yes, totally inappropriate and a violation of trust. The OP has every right to be pissed and amp if the husband doesn't back down. It's the kind of thing that could well become a deal breaker. But it's also pathetic, sad and pathetic. A nobody in a no place, setting up a podcast because he thinks he has something to say. Only that something belongs to his wife. Maybe the OP should share this thread with her fella, because this could become a teachable moment. This is how the world sees him and his fuckery.
Comment number 2 by Fox N. Beard 7 hours ago. The fact that someone else pointed it out to you pretty much proves that people do know it's you. I would talk with him and emphasize how important it is to you that he takes it down and why. If he refuses, maybe consider starting a podcast with two of your girlfriends and have a relationship episode discussing the importance of size. See how he likes it then. JK, please don't ban me. Obviously don't do this, but you could bring it up to help him see the point.
Downwards arrow tip rightwards. First reply on comment number 2 by Icy Willingness, 8375 6 hours ago. If this story isn't fake, that fact someone OP describes as a coworker said, "This sounds familiar," means OP is sharing the same stories pretty widely.
Comment number 3 by Unable Necessary 743 7 hours ago. Enor even in the slightest bit. The fact that he did it without even asking if you were okay with it is such a red flag. Then to not even take it down after you asked is insane.
Downwards arrow tip rightwards. Someone responds to comment number 3 by GORCBOR 197 hours ago. Yeah, this deserves a pack bags and threaten to leave until it's scrubbed from the internet. If a coworker knows about it, that thing is going to spread like wildfire locally.
Comment number 4 by MX Poopy 7 hours ago. I feel like you're underreacting to the fact that your boyfriend is a podcaster. NOR to him airing out your personal life. He will probably keep doing it now that he has a microphone and an audience.
Comment number 5 by Affectionate C2059 7 hours ago. Starting a podcast is the millennial midlife crisis.
Comment number 6 by TinyD71 7 hours ago. Everyone knows it's you. It's a really hurtful/embarrassing overstepping of personal boundaries. Of course he should take down the episode. He should use his creativity to come up with some material that doesn't involve an unwilling participant. Nor.
Comment number 7 by Judd3369 7 hours ago. Tell him he will be free to talk about the dry spell he is about to encounter on his next episode. Simple as that.
Comment number 8 by Vanguardist Lord 7 hours ago. N.O.R. He shouldn't talk about things that are private to you without your agreement.
Comment number 9 by Gwyneth Stad 7 hours ago. N.O.R. I get frustrated when my wife whispers a small comment about our sex life to her sister. It is a very private and personal topic that should not be discussed without consent of one's partner.
Comment number 10 by Educational Cup 9473 7 hours ago. In or at all. I mean this in the kindest way. Your husband is a shining example why millions of us women choose the bear. Would you be okay if your future daughters or sons, husband or partner, did this to him? Would your husband be okay with your daughter or son being disrespected, blindsided, and publicly humiliated this way?
Downwards arrow tip rightwards. First reply on comment number 10 by Roboter Mädchen 7 hours ago. That is actually the question. Would he find it as funny if it were the intimate stories of his daughter or mother that were on their air for everyone to do whatever they want? WTH it?
Downwards arrow tip rightwards. Continuing the conversation by Educational Cup 9473 6 hours ago. Exactly. I bet anything his answer changes to a variation of, well, that different. Cue the additional gaslighting, whining, and deflecting that guys like him do.
Comment number 11 by IPCAMO341 7 hours ago. Maybe his dry spell should be extended indefinitely until he changes his attitude.
Comment number 12 by Creepy Crow 1966 7 hours ago. If his creativity is based on talking about your sex life, he's really not all that creative, is he?
Comment number 13 by Potatoes in Cake. Why not 7 hours ago? In situations like this, it's fight fire with fire. Start a podcast called The My Husband Has a Small Penis Show and interview men and women married to men with small penises, and end each episode with a contest to find out if the guest has a husband with a smaller penis than the host, and the host wins every episode. And say you are just being creative and not identifying him, but have a photo of you two on your LinkedIn page for the podcast and invite all of his colleagues to connect. Then see if he changes his podcast.
Comment number 14 by 78 Muni 7 hours ago. That's pretty fucked up, and this definitely won't be the only time this issue happens.
Comment number 15 by Confident Process 76 7 hours ago. I am the same way. What we share is private and not fodder for the internet. You are not overreacting.